Boom, boom. This is Kendra. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, got Azur laying on top today. We got a bunch to cover, so let's just jump right into it. Inverted Orthan. The event is still in progress. Will be until the 13th, so you've got plenty of time. I wanted to go ahead and do a video about this today simply because there's been some changes. As you know, there's always changes to ships, how good they're going to be, how good they actually are when you get them. Put some, mats on them, put some time into them, level up some of those skills, and then actually put them in and do an analysis on what they are actually giving compared to what sounds good on paper. It turns out that Peter Strasser's not quite up to where we were hoping that she would be. I've noticed this too because I've used her in some things. Now we were expecting, we knew everybody was pretty much saying that she was going to have a slow. Okay, and we knew that, but we didn't know how effective the snow was going to be. We knew that to decrease the speed by 8%, we knew that was not going to be that noticeable. Okay, it's only 8%. It's really noticeable if you've a lot of times you'll find a lot of ships that have super evasion, and you'll see them zipping all over the screen. And you'll see a noticeable change, very, very minor notice, but you can notice it. You can see that they're just a little bit slower, which is that. But that's not really what we were looking for. That doesn't help us that much. It doesn't really help us, in accuracy terms, damage terms, enough that it's going to be something that you would actually say, okay, this is nice. What everybody was hoping for was this, set the speed of all enemies to 0 for 3 seconds. Just basically stopping them. Okay, but the problem is the percentage is too low. Okay, I'm at level 7 on this right now, and it's only 7%. Okay, I mean, when I get to 10, it's gonna be like I think the final comes out. It's like it's not, it needs to be minimum of 20% for it to actually be effective, and it's nowhere near that. It just doesn't proc enough. You don't see it hardly at all. Some of the guys were talking about, they've run her for several hours and only saw it maybe a couple of times. That's just ridiculous. That's not useful. Okay, so it's just way too low in the proc. This is not living up. This is, this is the reload and the aviation. It's just too low. Okay, it's an excellent skill and an excellent thought, but there are carriers that have better. Shinano gives a better buff than this. Okay, and Shinano's a UR carrier, which is who I'm using in my backfield, by the way. My backfield for my fleet right now that I'm using is Bismarck as a flagship. Graf Zeppelin and Shinano on the flanks. Okay, it's excellent. It works out fine for me. Shinano's a UR carrier. I've almost got her fully maxed out. She's fully limit broke. I'm just working on getting her up to 120 right now. Then I'm going to oath her to make her even more powerful. So she deals out a ton of damage, but she's a UR ship. So now if you don't have any carriers for your Iron Blood fleet, run Bismarck. Then you can run Strasser and Graf Zeppelin on. So I definitely put Graf Zeppelin in. She is the best. She's a top tier carrier. Okay, top tier. The buff that they gave her was the biggest buff ever given to any ship. She's a top tier A+ carrier. You definitely want to have her in your fleet. But if you don't got any other fleet, you use Strasser. But she's not what we wanted. She doesn't. She's not. She's got what we want skill-wise, but they're not giving us enough to make it useful, to make us fully limit break her and put her in fleet. It's just not there. There's better options. Okay? So that is what it is. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So Peter Strasser, get her, she's an Iron Blood ship, and you can use her in term, but yeah, it just, if you got Shinano, go for her. If you got any of the other carriers that give you a buff, you might want to go for them as well. But there's better. Shinano, the backfield right now, Bismarck, Graf Zeppelin. You want to use Bismarck because she buffs all Iron Blood ships, and your whole front line's still going to be Iron Blood. And then just stick Shinano in third slot. Shinano gives a buff to carriers, so she's going to buff Graf Zeppelin. Okay, so she's useful. She's not just giving out tons of damage. She's giving a buff to Graf Zeppelin, who is powerful, making Graf Zeppelin more powerful. So it's an excellent setup. All right, so let's talk about the surprise ship of this. There are actually two surprise ships. The first one turned out to be Prince Heinrich. She's a tank, 6,000 hit points, people. That's a lot of hit points to have on a Vanguard. A lot of hit points. It makes her a tank. Combine that with Rune and Rune use shields. Yeah, she's going to last forever. An excellent front line right now would be Rune, Rune U, and Prince Heinrich. Okay, there are 4 ships that you want to look for your frontline fleet. You want Prince Heinrich. Okay, you want Rune, Rune U, and Mains. Okay, Rune and Mains are priority ships. I have Rune fully limit broke, fully maxed out. She's a priority ship. That takes a while to do, and it took me a lot of effort and a lot of time to do that. Okay, so, but Prince Heinrich is almost comparable to Rune, who's a priority ship. So if you're a new player, this ship you want. This is an excellent. She's a battle cruiser. Excellent frontline for your envoy fleet. Excellent. Okay, so now they're talking a front line, easy front line to put together would be Rune U. Rune U was in the event, so you don't have to worry about getting all the blueprints. I have Rune. I'll be using Rune, and then Prince Heinrich is going to be my front line once I get her. I've not gotten Prince Heinrich as of yet. I've gotten Peter Strasser twice. I keep getting Peter Strasser. I got Peter Strasser first, and then I went again and got her again. So if she had those excellent fleets, I'd have been jumping up and down if those skills were where we were hoping that would be, but they weren't. So it is what it is. All right, so yeah, So the other surprise of this event turns out to be our little submarine here, U-37. U-37, you can build her, but you can also get the cutie here in the actual shop right here. To get the you need 10,000 to complete this portion of the event to get Z24, which we're going to talk about here shortly. So to get her, you need 10,000, so you'll have 8,000 to spend on U-37. So what you want to do on U-37 is this shop is up. The shop is up well past the event. It stays for 7 days. The event ends on the 13th. The shop will be here for another 7 days. That's standard fare, as you can see, till the 20th. So just wait till the end of the event. If you didn't build her, make sure you have 8,000 Iron Blood keys left over, and go ahead and get her top line sub. Okay, the best sub in the games right now are U-96, which is she is the best sub in the game. U-37 is the second best sub in the game. So you want to do U-96 for your flagship sub, U-37. Your third slot, you can fill it out. U-81, a good choice. I prefer U-556, U-1110. Both are, they had events for recently. They're not bad subs. So either U-81, U-556, U-110, any one of those 3 would be good to put in the third slot. Okay, so that's what you definitely want to focus on, a sub fleet, guys. Sub fleets are becoming more and more prevalent, and they're starting to be able to have a real impact on your sorties. So go ahead and take the time to focus a little bit on the sub fleet, okay? And you won't be, so that when they do finally make them an actual meta, along with Meow officers, to be something that's a little bit more, make your fleet more noticeably powerful. And that's coming. You can see them slowly starting to, get that way with all these subs that they're putting out and having really, really effective skills. So that's where you want. Now, the other ships up for this event, of course, was the carrier, not the carrier, the destroyer Z-24. Now, Z-24 and Z-28 you can get these in the events. Okay, so you definitely want to try to get both of them. They're destroyers. Okay, so understand that you're not going to be able to use them past story mode 10 or 11. Okay, once they get into 11 and 12, they're just going to start dying frequently because they're just destroyers. Destroyers have light armor. All the ships have a modifier against light armor in the 12, 12, and 13, so they just die fast. That's just what it is. That's why you want to have a Rune, and a tank like Prince Heinrich on the front line when you're doing 12 and 13, and of course into Operation Siren. So there's no meta for destroyers right now, but what they have buffs that make them excellent for new players. This is a chance, you see, to get the powerful runes and to get your FDGs, you need to have fleet tech points. The way you get fleet tech points is limit breaking Iron Blood ships. Okay, so when you get these carriers, they got buffs, they got skills, and they buff other Z destroyers. So they're useful in that terms that they can give each other buffs to make them a little bit stronger, a little bit more tankier. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. Okay, yeah. So beginning and middle, they're going to serve you well. Okay, you won't have any trouble with them whatsoever. But when you start getting to 11, 10, and especially into 11, they're just going to be dying really fast. So they're not that effective. But everybody knows that if they're destroyers, so there's no meta. But to get you there and to get those fleet tech points that you need to make the powerful ships, you need them. So get them. If you're new, level them up, limit break them, use them in your fleet, in your Iron Blood fleet. Okay. You should be able to put together, a couple Z destroyers. Maybe put Z23 in there. She's a starter ship. Maybe put, Prince in there. She has a shield to help out a little bit more. So there are ways to help mitigate, but they're not going to be good in game. But they're good starter ships. Okay. So yeah, if you limit break them, you get tech points, which will allow you to start focusing on your runes and stuff, which is your priority ships. And of course, getting Prince Heinrich is excellent. If you can get Prince Heinrich, you definitely want to get her leveled up and put her in your front line, because you will definitely notice a big improvement in your survivability once you do that. So let's look at the others that were up. Now, there was another event up in the New Year. I didn't touch on this when I did my thing, and I'm sorry I forgot this, but it was to get Haratsuki's limited outfit. This was done through the snow fight. You just do it once a day, 7 days, and you get the outfit. It's a limited outfit, so you want to get it. It's basically just throwing snowballs back and forth. You didn't even have to hit anybody to win it. Clear it. You just have to do it for 7 days. And you get the outfit, and I have the outfit. And right here in Haratsuki. So this is what she looks like regularly. Okay. And this is a dance for the coming spring outfit. It's nice, nice, cute, nice little colors, nice little hair comb there. So yeah, so it's a nice outfit. I like it. It's limited, so get it. You just got to do it 7 days and you get it. Another good thing to look at is the actual food festival. This is to get the Z28. So Z28, as I said, is another destroyer that works well with Z24. They feed off of each other because they're both Z-class destroyers. Okay, so good fleet for your Iron Blood there. So feed off of that. You also want to, of course, clear out the New Year's invitation. This will give you a ticket, and you'll find that ticket in your dock after you've completed it. So this is where I'll show you. Let me show you where it goes, because of this thing. So if you go into your depot, okay, it's going to be right over here. It's called a New Year's Sin's New Year's Tiding. Okay, and you basically highlight which ship that you want. Okay, and then click on that. I've got all of these fully limit broke except for Montpelier, so I'll be choosing Montpelier, and choose whichever one you want. They're all SR ships, and send it to you, and it'll give you the ship. Okay, so it's nice, it's pretty cool, but it's down at the bottom. It's not at the very top. It says 2021 on it, so it's not going to appear up here. So don't panic and freak out like, oh, they didn't give it to me. You just have to go down a little bit farther to get it, and it's right here. Okay. And it gives you free SR ships. So, hey, anytime you get a choice, just if you've got all the ships like I do, just pick one that you're working on limiting up. You can use a copy of the ship to limit break as well as a bullet. Okay, so that works out good. Yeah, so that's the event in a nutshell. Not too happy with Peter Strasser, but Prince Heinrich and U-37 are definitely the two best ships in this event. So go for them. Try to get them all. These others they're okay ships. They're not bad ships. If you're looking to build an Iron Blood fleet, Nuremberg Weiser, go for them. Try to get them. You might have something better. You might not. They're okay ships. They're not like earth-shattering, but they're only epic ships, so they're elite ships, so they're not gonna, they're not quite comparable with Super Earths. But if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of ships for your Iron Blood fleet, this is a chance to get some ships to do it. Okay, and they're not bad in any terms of the actual, I think they're not like The junk ship, you get them and level them up, limit break them. You get tech points. That allows you to start getting your runes and your FTGs. Okay, so it's definitely something to look at. Okay, so and I just wanted to do the video because it's Peter Strasser is not looking good. We were hoping that she would be better, and she's not. But that's that is what it is, and that's the way it goes. So, but yeah, Prince Heinrich is the new go-to girl for your front line. So, my suggestion for a fleet, if you're open, would be a Bismarck, Graf Zeppelin, Shinano in the backfield. Okay, front line, Rune U, and Prince Heinrich. Okay, that's pretty much the staple. Okay, now remember, Rune is a priority ship, so you might not have her. So if you don't have Rune, then just use Rune U and use Prince Heinrich, and then you can pick on somebody. I like to use Baby Mains, which is Prince Eugen. She has a shield too, so she can benefit you greatly. I'm using her right now, and I will be using her until I get Prince Heinrich and get her up, start building her up. But yeah, so she's a surprise, but she's a tank. So she's really good. Gonna be a really good front line. So definitely something to look at. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Once you subscribe, you'll see a bell. If you click on that bell, you'll be notified each time I drop a video. So this is Heinrich coming at you from the corner. Wishing everybody a happy new year once again. Signing out.